Using flowcharts to solve equations. So far, we've only seen equations with one operation happening to the variable. I think we did have one example that had two. Now we're going to move on to more than one operation. Flowcharts can really help us to see the steps to build up and work backwards to the solution. After you get used to solving, you may wish to solve without a flowchart, but they can still be useful, as we'll see when we do the balance method later on. They do have limitations, however, and I might point some of these out. So we want to solve the following. Now, the thing to do is start with the variable r. And then think to yourself, what's the first thing that we do to this r here? We multiply it by 5. So that's the first part of our flowchart. And when we multiplied r by 5, we get 5r. The next thing that happens is that we subtract 1. When we've done that, we've got 5r take away 1. So we've now done a process which we call building. So we've built the expression. What we then do is we work backwards from the 14. And we do the inverse operations. So the first thing to do is add 1, giving us 15. And then the inverse for multiplying by 5 is to divide by 5, giving us 3. And then we can read from here the answer. We can say r is equal to 3. Now, for the next part, I don't like using s as a variable. It looks too much like a 5, but that's what we're given, so we're going to work with it. So I'm starting with the s. What's the first thing that's happened? The first thing is that I've divided by 10, giving me s over 10. The next thing that's happened is that I've added 3. And that gives me s over 10 add 3. So I've now built the expression. Go with 13, do the inverse. I'm going to take away 3, which gives me 10. And then the inverse here is going to be multiplied by 10, which gives me 100. So I can say that s is equal to 100. If we start with the t here, the first thing that's happened to that t is that 11's been subtracted from it, giving me t take away 11. All of that has then been divided by 4, giving me the t minus 11 over 4. Let's work backwards from the 5. We need to multiply by 4, which is the inverse operation, giving me 20. And then I need to add 11, giving me 31. So t is equal to 31. Now finally with this one, the first thing that happens to this u, because it's in a bracket, is that we've added 13, giving us u plus 13. The whole of that as a package needs to be multiplied by 7. And because that's a package, that's why we have the brackets there. Now work backwards. 140. Divide that by 7 and you get 20. Subtract 13 and you get 7. And therefore u is equal to 7.